Alrighty guys, as promised in the previous video, I'm going to go ahead and go over the gear that I'm carrying, everything that's in my pack. That way you can kind of get an idea of what one carries while you're through hiking. You can see that my boots are in the outside of the pack. That's because I'm wearing my Crocs while I'm here in New York City. I'm actually in New York City right now. I'm at Central Park. Found some rocks to climb. Yeah, it's a pretty good spot. I can give you a little idea of it. Not too bad. Yeah, so I've got some time to kill today. I'm not taking a train back to the trail until like 9 o'clock tonight. So yeah, this is a perfect opportunity to do this, and I'll just go ahead and I'll pull everything out, and I guess we'll start with the outside of the pack. Well, my pack itself is a ULA CDT. I actually won this in a raffle that the Continental Divide Trail Coalition was having. I originally was hiking with a Z-Packs pack that weighed like 10 ounces, and I really liked the pack. But over time, that Cuban fiber was starting to wear a little around my shoulders on the back, the part where the pack touches my back. And it wasn't a huge deal because I had some of that Cuban fiber tape that Joe gave me at Trail Days. But I had this brand new pack sitting around, and I figured I might as well use it. Brand new pack. Oh, and this pack weighs 23 ounces the way it came. I ditched a bunch of the sort of bells and whistles that came with it and probably got it down below 20 ounces. Yeah, it's a nice pack. It's frameless, but when you carry a lighter load, you don't really need a frame as long as you pack it right. Alright, oh, and another reason why I like this pack is it's got the hip belt pockets, which my Z-Packs pack didn't have. So I guess I'll start with these. In this pocket, I keep my headlamp, which is a Petzl Tika XP2 headlamp. It's got the rechargeable battery in it, which I really like, and it uses the same cord as my cell phone, so it's one less thing that I have to carry for it. I've got the stick pick that I normally do the updates with, and I didn't want to bring a digital camera. I just wanted to use my cell phone, which I'm filming on. So I've got this sort of paper clip with some duct tape for padding, sort of situation here, and that's what I use to film my update videos. And I've got, I don't know, like 30-40 feet of cord here, with a little beaner for hanging food and various other things, clotheslines and such. Got my multi-tool, which is a Leatherman Stylus CS. Really light, use it a lot. Good little multi-tool. The other pocket I keep, usually when I'm hiking, I just have the pages for the near future from the guide, and then I'll keep like little snacks in there, like Tootsie Rolls and stuff like that, just to sort of get an immediate jolt of sugar if I need it, without having to take my pack off. I've got my other cell phone battery in here right now because I need to charge that here in a little bit. I also think I have my cell phone charger on the outside of the pack, but those two things are normally on the inside of my pack so they don't get wet, and that's it for that pocket. Here in this side pocket is where I usually carry my cell phone, here in this side pocket, and I usually keep the cell phone in this e-case. I'm not sure who makes this, but it's like $30, I think I paid for it at Black Dome Outfitters in Asheville. This thing's great. I was between this or like a LifeProof case, and I just heard so many stories of the LifeProof cases failing, and this thing's been great so far on the trip. So that's what I use to keep my phone dry. In the other pocket, while I'm hiking, I keep my water that I'm drinking while hiking. Right now I'm using a 1 liter Smart Water bottle because I've got, since I started back in Maine, I've I've been killing platypuses. I normally would carry a platypus, like a 1-liter platypus, and then have a 2-liter platypus for dirty water, but I broke my 2-liter that lady gave me. Sorry about that, lady. So yeah, I'm just using a 1-liter platy as a dirty bag, and the smart water bottle there as the as what I drink out of. So yeah, normally my boots are on my feet. But now I've got them in the back, and I think I've got some of my stuff that I normally keep. The stuff that's in the boots I normally keep in my Crocs, and they ride in the back here. And one, I keep the dirty platypus. I keep my filter, which is a Sawyer squeeze. Keep it in this little bag just for, I don't know, self-assurance. And I found this little bit of tubing on the ground at a shelter, and I carried it until I got to a town. I washed it, and it plugs right into the end here, and it makes it easier to fill the bottle up, having that little tube. In this boot, I've got my rain cover, just a Gregory rain cover. I've got a rain skirt that I made out of, I didn't really make it, I just cut the closed end of a trash compactor bag, and I'll tuck it into my pants and wear it as a rain skirt. I can put it over the foot of my sleeping bag while I'm sleeping in my tent, so the condensation from the walls of my tent don't get into the down of my sleeping bag. This thing's got a lot of different uses. I wasn't going to start the trail with this, but Morgan Somerville down in Asheville suggested I do that, and that thing has definitely been worth bringing it. It's an item with many uses. I've got my trekking poles here, which are Lecky poles, Super Makalu, I think is what they are. I don't know, I got these used online. They're good poles though. They're very sturdy. I'm sure they're lighter. I think they're a little older as far as trekking poles go, but and older and heavier. There are lighter options nowadays, but you know, those things have been up to task for everything I've needed out of them. Also in the outside pack here, I've got my rain shell. Keep it in this just little sack or whatever. It's a Marmot rain shell. It's not a precip. It's like a step up from the precip. It's a little bit more durable than a precip. I'm not really going to pull that out. I also keep a 3-foot by 7-foot piece of Tyvek. I use it as a ground cloth just for when I'm hiking along and I want to sit on the ground if it's wet or something. I use it as a ground cloth, put my tent on, and when I am sleeping in a shelter, I lay it down before I put my air mattress down, and I use it. It's insulating, light, and waterproof, and you know, it looks pretty bad, but it's held up great. That's it for the outside. Well, I guess I've got a little extra beaner there that, you know, I use for various things over time. Never hurts to have just an extra one. On the top of the pack here, I keep my tent. I've just got in this Western Mountaineering bag right now, but it is a 6 Moon Design Lunar Solo. You can look it up online. I did a lot of research, and I got a good deal on it from a 2012 thru hiker who only used it for about a month, and I like it. It's light, only weighs like 23 ounces. Well, that's without the stakes, but yeah, it's been great for me. Tarp tent, so you got your condensation issues, but other than that, very useful. Good pillow too when I'm sleeping in a shelter. On the inside of my pack, I keep a trash bag just for added waterproofing abilities. On the top, I keep this mesh sack here, and in it I keep my cook kit, in another Western Mountaineering bag here. My cook kit is, try and do this with one hand. So my stove that I keep in this extra little bandana with a lighter is a MSR pocket rocket, standard, been around for a while. Yeah, that's what I use. And then I've got I think it's a 1 liter titanium pot that I cook in. If I can get it out. A 1 liter titanium pot. Looks pretty rough because I've been cooking on fires a lot lately to conserve fuel. And I've got this aluminum lid that I made out of an aluminum baking pan. And then I keep just a isobutane canister stove on the inside. And that's pretty much my cooking kit. Also, inside this bag I keep all my toiletries. What do we have in here? Some moleskin, some band-aids for blisters. It's not camp suds, that's just like hand sanitizer that I refill whenever I have an opportunity. Usually never run out of that as long as I'm opportunistic. I come across some. I got some chapstick, got a little bit of toothpaste, some emergency water purification tablets, and couple anti-diarrheal pills, couple sort of spare wet ones that I found in a hiker box, some Neosporin, ibuprofen, regular and the PM variety, a little bit of TP, kind of running low on TP, some athletic tape to assist with blisters because moleskin does not like sticking to my feet after the first mile, and antihistamine for sinus issues, half a toothbrush, a little bit of body powder that is another thing that you kind of run into in hiker boxes, and whenever I see it I just kind of fill this little container up. And last and probably least, earplugs. I thought I would use these a lot more. I really don't. I can sleep through anything. Also in the sack I keep wet wipes. Very handy. Use those a lot. Use them to like take like an alcohol bath. Like clean myself, put a little of the rubbing alcohol on there and kind of clean myself with it. Got my guidebook. I started putting the pages. I started off in March like mailing this ahead in a bounce box, but I don't do a bounce box now. I just carry the pages. I keep the big book just in the pack and then carry the pages for the immediate future in my hip belt, and it's a system that works. And also in this pack I keep my electronics stuff in this little Ziploc bag, as well as some waterproof matches as a backup fire source. The matches are all that's in there right now, but normally it would be those 2 items in there as well. And that's it for that. Got my food bag. I'm not really going to go through what's in it. You know, you could do a whole video on one's food, but this is just like an extra large roll top sack, X-Pod, pod sacks. What I will show is, if I can find it, here it is. Little Reflectix pouch that I also got at Black Dome Outfitter in Asheville. So I do freezer bag cooking. My meals are all portioned out into freezer bags, and I just boil the water in the pot, pour it into the Ziploc bag, zip it shut, put it in this thing, and it cooks inside this pouch. Saves on fuel, I don't have to deal with cleaning my pot as much, and yeah, it's a system that works. I converted a lot of people. I converted Lady, King, and I believe Slip to freezer bag cooking in the very beginning. And then in there I keep my titanium spork. And that's what I eat with. What else do we got? In my new Sea to Summit 8-liter roll top dry bag, I've got my my sleeping bag, which is a Western Mountaineering Highlight. I think it weighs a pound. It's kind of an expensive bag, but if you're going to spend money on any piece of gear, you want to do it on your sleeping bag. It's very important. Inside it, I've got a silk sleek Sea to Summit sleeping bag liner. And in the foot of the sleeping bag liner, I keep my insulating layer, which is a down Western Mountaineering flash vest. So I keep the down vest in with my sleeping bag just because I don't really wear it a whole lot. I don't really get cold enough to wear it, and I like having the vest around my feet when I'm sleeping. It keeps my feet warm. So yeah, that just stays in there with the sleeping bag. What else do we have? Alright, in the bottom. The bottom, I have all my clothes. And I'll go through my clothes bag. And the clothes I just have in a Mountain Hardwear sack that I've had for a while. Alright, clothing. I've got, right now I'm just carrying a pair of glove liners. Don't wear those a whole lot, very rarely. If it got really, really cold, then I carry 2 pairs of socks. The pair that I wouldn't be wearing, I would put over my hands as well with this. So yeah, so there's a pair of Darn Toughs. This is the new pair that I got in Manchester, Vermont, that they gave me on warranty, and then I'm wearing my AT Darn Toughs in my camp shoes, my Crocs. I've got a pair of town shorts and shorts that I sleep in, just Adidas quick dry shorts, no liner in these. I've got a balaclava that I've had since the beginning. This thing gave me my trail name, the Photo Bomber. I've got a Patagonia Capilene 3, I think it is. Yeah, Capilene 3 long sleeve shirt that I wear. I sleep in that a lot with these long synthetic underwear. So yeah, that's kind of a layer that when it's cold, I'll sleep in that. And then I've got a Mountain Hardwear fleece. It's nice and beat up, but I wear that a lot. I usually, as soon as I get to camp, I'll take my wet, sweaty hiking shirt off and put usually like this long sleeve shirt and this on, and the balaclava. Also I wear a for my town shirt, I've got like a long sleeve smart wool shirt that I'm wearing right now, and I'm actually wearing it on top of my hiking shirt, which is a Go Light merino wool shirt, just a short sleeve t-shirt. And I'm wearing my hiking shorts right now as well, which are just a cheap pair of New Balance running shorts that have a liner on the inside. In my pocket, I've got my wallet, which is this little dry bag wallet. So yeah, that's it for clothing. I wear just a Casio Walmart watch. It's got an alarm on it. I've had this since the beginning. And then on my other wrist, I've got my compass, and I don't know how many feet of emergency cordage it's made out of, but my cousin Kenny made this for me before I left and gave it to me, and I've literally been wearing it ever since. You can probably pull it back and see well, I guess you can't really see the tan line. But anyway, yeah, that's it for clothing. And then I telescope my sleeping pad on the inside because of the frameless pack. So I usually telescope the sleeping pad on the inside and put everything inside of the sleeping pad. The sleeping pad that I have right now is I don't even know what it is. It's Thermarest Neo Air. Thermarest Neo Air. DB Cooper gave me this when I was in Connecticut because it had an issue up towards the top. It's just kind of bubbling a little bit right here. Totally usable still. And he called Thermarest about it, and they sent him a brand new one and didn't want this one back. So when I was there, he gave this to me. It's more comfortable and lighter than the old Thermarest I was using, which is just an old school like Thermarest ultralight 3/4 pad. So I'm really excited about having this. Yeah, so that's that. Oh, and this one's a little harder to telescope on the inside. So what I did today as like an experiment is I just sort of made like a back pad out of it and then just sort of put that in there or inside the garbage bag and then just kind of packed everything on this side of it. And it still gives that like padding on my back, and I don't have to deal with the issues of trying to slide things into this because it's not really a slidable material. The only thing I don't think I've gone over is my boots, and they're a pair of Salomon Conquest boots. These are the old pair. Salomon actually, when I called them in Hanover, they submitted an order and within like 3 days sent me a new pair of Salomon boots. And the only reason why I called them is because of like that sort of separation of the tread right here. It's happening on both sides on both boots, and like a little bit here it's starting to separate on the boots, but afterwards, after I talked to them, I tripped on a root and popped this open, but there's still like, it looks like the Gore-Tex membrane on the inside is still in there. I don't know, I haven't walked in mud in these since it happened, but I still feel like there's a lot of tread on them, so I'm gonna try and get more miles out of these. I sent the new boots home, and I'm gonna wear these a little bit longer. So yeah, that's what I got. All of that is what I carry, and that is it. Oh, nope, I lied. I've got a bandana on my head. I've got a second bandana that I carry, and I either wear it on my head while I'm hiking or in town. If I'm not wearing it, it sort of dangles on the outside of my pack. That is everything. Alright. Alright, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment box, and I'll try and do my best to get back with you and answer your questions. Alright, y'all take it easy.